taking photos with our oppressor. You will not go trying to insult our intelligence. You saw Uhuru Kenyatta from 2019 to 2022. I don't know whether they spoke with Ruto for more than 2 sentences. They were just shadow boxing. It was just mock cockfights all over. And then this week, that Ruto can drive all the way to Gatundu to meet Uhuru. And then they cook up a funny agenda that they want us to unite. Why do we have to unite on their terms? Why is the subject of national unity only, why does it only pop up when it threatens their money, it threatens their continued stay in power, it threatens their hold on our people's minds, on our people's hearts? So once they start feeling that it's drifting away, and once they start feeling that their hold on us, because ideologically they are sleeping. Nobody can tell who we are going to be supporting tomorrow or the day after. But all we are consistent is that we don't want the current crop of politicians, the ones who are in office. We don't want to see you. We don't want to hear you. I think we kept quiet for too long until these guys, Kiburi Karudi, you saw this D- idiot called Joho, insulting us, telling us social media users. We are striking the right notes. We are hitting, or we are pressing the right buttons for them to be wound up like this, for them to be throwing these infantile, these childish, these juvenile tantrums every day. Yesterday, Ruto is calling people stupid for refusing his vaccines. When people reject you, why must you be so angry? Why are you always angry? You are in State House. You have money. You have everything. You are stealing billions on the daily. Why are you always angry? You are angry because we don't love you. You think, what level of entitlement do you think you have, that I was born with the sole objective of worshiping and adoring you, Ruto? No, Ruto, we are saying we want you to leave, preferably before the end of the year. Anyone who is coming to tell us about 2027, I don't care whether you're Okia Mtata and you have all the good publicity. We don't care. You are not going to tell us to wait another 2-3 years for this guy to finish the country completely. What business does he have being in the seat? Have we all decided? We have come to the consensus that Ruto must go. We have decided that. In fact, we've onboarded other people who are on the fence. We've onboarded the churches. The churches were on the fence. They were saying, the June protests were young people. And now the churches have seen, after so much effort, after so much pain, because now the older people who are more religious, they are at a point where they need health services, and now they are going to the hospitals and they see these SHA systems collapsing. They can see, and now they can understand, they can relate. Oh, there's a Muhindi called Adani. Oh, there's another fucking Muhindi called Jayesh Saini. He's the one who is meddling around this system so that he can continue earning. Now they can relate to what we've been telling them, because I told you bad governance comes in phases or affects people in phases. Now, for instance, when that idiot called Uhuru Kenyatta was president, he first started on the outliers. And you remember he started his campaigns on alcohol to justify all these other projects that he was fine-tuning us, like Alcoblo. He was preparing us in advance for a lockdown and curfew. So they start from a long distance. So he would come, and then he calls religious leaders and Mount Kenya leaders, and then he says, we are fighting illicit alcohol. Can you imagine a functional alcoholic and chain smoker telling us that he's going to fight alcohol? What rubbish was that you guys were tolerating? So they start like that, and then they come, and then so bad governance encroaches slowly. It first starts with the low-hanging fruits. Now, as we were in sports, they chopped all the money for football. Moses Kuria, that idiot, they were given money, they were paid with the KRA chairman, Anthony Mwaura. They did not build stadiums. Now Kenya, today, almost 10 years later, now Kenya stands the risk, or has already lost, the CHAN tournament, which has gone to Rwanda. Why? Because of the same stadiums that were not built by Uhuru. And Ruto came in, the first thing he started doing was stealing that same money. So I told you now they start with sports, and then they went to alcohol, and so they onboarded the religious leaders. They call you to State House, they tell you alcohol is bad, alcohol is bad. Come on, alcohol is the biggest taxpayer. It's the one that pays the taxes, that is able to pay salaries of their doctors, of the services, the roads that you need. Yeah. So anyone telling you that alcohol is bad is trying to sell you a story. If you're telling us alcohol is bad and you want to ban it like Saudi Arabia, then give us free healthcare, give us free education, give us free university, give us free everything, give us super highways on every corner of the country. But don't come tell us alcohol. You want to impose first world laws in a third world shithole country like Kenya, and it has become a shithole country because of you. So now that we are getting there and they are becoming desperate, they are lacking ideas, because don't forget Uhuru had locked up a lot of these projects that now Ruto has to concoct his own, because like now if you look at the expressway, it's locked for 30 years. If you look at SGR, it's locked for 30 years. All that money is going to Uhuru and his fucked in the head brother Mohoho. So now Ruto has to concoct his own deals so that now he can eat, because now remember he's trying to chase the Kenyatta family criminal enterprise. He wants to be as wealthy as Mama Ngina. So it's almost like he's running wild, and now he has to come up with all these phantom projects. If you look, there is a private entity behind them. Even as he's talking about these e-citizen, I don't know which government has not been onboarded. If you look at them, the companies that are managing those payment solutions, you'll see some private hands. Who are those private hands? Is Ruto and his fucking cartel. So now they go and meet in Gatundu, and then they are trying to say that they are meeting because of our unity. Fuck these niggas. Who the hell do they think they are? Yeah, Uhuru man should be in jail, first of all, because he left us with 9 trillion in debt. 9 trillion, nobody can show you a single project that he did. All the big projects that he was bragging and flaunting, you're talking about Expressway. Expressway was paid by a bank in China, and that bank is going to collect the money from the tolls that we are paying. The same thing with SGR. SGR, that guy was an idiot, because all he needed to do was to fix the old railway, just to renovate it and upgrade it. And then that money was enough to make a superhighway from Mombasa to Malaba. All that way, the value of the land would have gone increasing. But what did this guy do? Just make a project so that him and his fucking brother can continue exploiting us, oppressing us. And then they go and meet so that they can come for round 2. And then now they are talking about that Uhuru will bring his people on board the government. Now they want to bring Mutahi Kagwe. Mutahi Kagwe looted Kemsa to its deathbed. They committed atrocities during COVID, forcing people to take that Bill Gates poison. You understand? And these guys, we allow them to walk in our country in peace. We allow them to drive in peace. We allow them to come and drink in our spaces in peace. How noble, how righteous are we? How peaceful are we? These are guys we should be banning their vehicles. We should be banning their homes. Uhuru, if he speaks again, we will now move our targets, move our focus to the Kenyatta family criminal enterprise. We know all their businesses. We know all their properties. We know all their homes. Because who the fuck do you think you are? You are going to come and meet Ruto, and then you conspire that you're going now to have a round 2 or a round 3, because the Kenyatta family has been a nightmare to us since independence. I mean, I don't know what we did to deserve these bastards, man. They don't get satisfied. The mom led the poaching in the country. We used to have elephants here in droves. Now the poaching was so intense that even some rhino species went extinct, and we are still entertaining these people in our spaces, and they still want to continue insulting our intelligence. Come on, man. You guys have become too much. You guys are entertaining too much garbage. And then now we have religious leaders. We have tomorrow. We have said, if you are a musician, you think wewe umetahiri, you think you have the biggest balls in Kenya, you go and perform tomorrow. You go and perform tomorrow at the Jamhuri Day celebrations. If you think you are a man, and I tell you, Akina Juakali, we respect you. We respect the years you've put in the work. We respect all you have done. Major, we respect your lyrics. You dare, you think you are very special, you think you are very important. You dare perform tomorrow. I swear your careers are over. Your careers are completely over. Because no, we are in this shit together. And your pursuit for unga, your pursuit for unga does not mean now I'm going to sacrifice. Because Ruto staying there means my rights are being infringed, my economic prosperity is being undermined. So you think you think I'm going to sacrifice so that you can get unga, so that you can be paid 100,000 appearance fee tomorrow, or 200,000 or 1 million? Aye, bro, we will not tolerate that. So anyone we see trying to prop up these failing regime, this regime that should be, in fact, tomorrow is Jamhuri Day. People are planning to protest with wherever streets they are. That's what we should be talking about. Are you protesting tomorrow instead of attending those nonsensical events? Even if you've been paid to go to Langata tomorrow, people will be protesting wherever you are. If you're on Mombasa Road, you'll be where people are protesting because this guy, we want him to leave office before the end of the year. We want him to resign. We want him to leave. He doesn't have to come to the South Korea way or to the Syria way. It doesn't have to come that people are marching to State House. We want you to leave voluntarily because everyone has said no. The churches, the youth. You killed so many young people. You killed so many young people. What right, what moral authority do you have to continue masquerading as if you are the president of this country? You are not anyone's president. You are just commanding not even your security forces because we speak with them on a daily basis. You are just commanding little units of psychopaths like those DCI wankers who came to my house. Can you imagine 2 vehicles with 10 policemen come and break my door as if I am a criminal, as if I am a capital offender, as if I am a terrorist, just because I am speaking my mind, just because I've told Ruto to go fuck himself. Come on, man. So Ruto is commanding a few platoons, a few units here and there of rogue officers, and then you think that now we are supposed to love you because I don't know what, because in your mind you think you are a benevolent dictator. You think that you are you're the next best thing after sliced bread. Come on, man. We want Ruto out of the country before out of office before the end of the year. Anyone telling us about 2027, Okia Omtata, we don't know your objectives. We don't know what game you're playing there with Akina Boniface Mwangi and Hanifa. We don't know. We don't want to know. But stop telling us about 2027. Our suffering cannot be postponed. Our aspirations cannot be postponed. We stop telling us about delayed gratification, that 2027, you're the quick fix panacea, you're a knight in shining armor, you're going to drop down in a chariot, and you're going to solve all our problems. No. Anyone telling us about 2027, come on, tell that to the birds. We are not entertaining that language. We want Ruto out before the end of the year. Thank you very much, Amerix.